Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So today I'm here with Kayleigh and we're gonna give you 10 tips for first dates. Now, yeah, we're good at tips, we're good at advice.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are. But it's kind of raining right now, so if you hear rain, it's because it's literally tropical raining right now here. But anyway, we're gonna give you some tips. So, shall we start? Let's go. So, the first tip that popped into my mind and probably Kayleigh's mind is confidence. You have to have confidence within yourself. And think of it, if the other person asked you out on the date, you can't keep saying to yourself, oh, I think I'm ugly. Well, I'm so...
It's just gonna get annoying, like...
Yeah. Why do you think you're ugly? They asked you out on the date. I don't think they would ask you out on the date if you were ugly. So take that as a note to yourself.
Don't, like that negative kind of way of thinking.
Thank
just don't
you.
bring that on the first date.
No,
like,
because
it's too deep.
The vibes together.
Too deep.
The vibes together. You put negative like vibes
Too
on a
deep.
date. It's just not gonna go well. So make sure you have confidence within yourself.
Like, we're here to like have a good time, not to like. I'm not here to counsel you on
Thank
your problems. Like,
is that person a therapist? No. So the second one is not being so introvert. If you're naturally introvert, it's kind of okay, but I mean, if you want to practice trying to, you know, open up and talk to the other person a bit more. So say if I was really introvert and I was going out on a date and I'm just like looking down and just not giving them any looks, like, so if I'm looking at Kayleigh,
yeah, it gets
it's
a bit
a bit,
annoying.
it's a bit
like,
awkward, you know.
yes, it makes it awkward.
It makes it a little awkward. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I'm not bashing people who are introvert, but it's just like, if you are introvert, it's okay to practice a little bit, to open up a little more to the other person, since, you know, you've asked them or they asked you.
No, especially if that person asked you on a date, then they clearly want to conversate with you.
Yeah.
They're obviously interested in you.
They want to get to
so,
know you.
like, open up a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really introvert, so I wouldn't be quite hard, but
Yeah, same.
if somebody is, then
It's like, if I'm going out with a guy who's a bit introvert, then it's just gonna be a little bit awkward because I'm all like, hey, how are you? So how was your day? Da, da, da. Always eye contact. But then if they're a bit like, you know, not looking at you, looking around, you can just see like there's a little bit of like tension between it because one's open and one isn't. So it kind of shows you just to open up a little bit more. You get what I mean? The third one is conversation starters. So think of it as, okay, so Kayleigh here is going to be the example. Okay, so she's a bit silent and we want to have a conversation about something. So it would probably be good to think of a conversation starter before you go out on the date. Maybe,
yeah, think of things to say. Definitely, like, if you have a lot in common, there should be a lot to speak about.
music, food,
Yeah.
TV,
Games, anything.
YouTubers, whoever.
If you have something in common, then it shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be that hard to talk about things together. So really, conversation starters, at least think of at least 5 or 3 conversation starters.
And then it should just flow from there. Like,
Yeah, because you should start like talking a lot and then you'd get the flow of things.
you'll just gradually loosen up.
It wouldn't
and
be
feel
too
comfortable.
awkward, yeah. Fourth one is eye contact. If you think about it, it's more of a connection with the other person if you have eye contact with them. So like, if you're talking to someone, usually you wouldn't think about having eye contact with them because you naturally just do it.
When I talk to people that I'm actually like listening to what you're saying, I'll look you in the face.
Yeah.
If I'm not listening, I won't look at you. If I'm not interested, I won't look at you
So
at all. Like, just no.
that's the thing.
So I think if you don't look, so if you're on a date and you don't look at people face to face or in the eye or whatever,
It just shows miscommunication.
I think it can be like, it's quite offensive because you're not interested.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd think maybe you're not interested. Like,
yeah, I feel like eye contact is so important because that shows you that you are interested in them, that you're listening to them, you're looking at them, you're having a conversation with them.
okay, if you're looking at the floor or the ceiling, it's gonna come across as rude to some people. So I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't just stare at the ground. What are you staring at, eh?
What is it to look at? Is there girls over there?
Is that poop more interesting than me?
Going somewhere that links to what you both have in common. So if you both like the same music, go to like a concert. If you both like the same like comedian or director, go to the movies. If you like games, then go to their house and play games. Like, something that just links to what you have in common, because it makes conversation easier.
See, that's a conversation starter.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it easier. But
yeah.
so like, give an example of like
music. Okay, I
so
like Drake.
So say if you went to like a Drake concert, but the girl you like doesn't like Drake, that's obviously going to be like,
Why would
like,
you do that?
It's a bad kind of, you know.
It's awkward. So like, say I like rock and the other person likes rap. Why am I going to take them to a rock concert if they don't like it? You know,
that's going to be bad.
It's going to be a bit awkward. So the sixth one, I call them phone warriors. And usually you hear keyboard warriors, phone warriors, because they chat crap online, but in person they're like silent, like dead silent. So I call these people phone warriors. They talk to you so much on the phone, and they're like, yes, oh yeah, I'd love to meet you. Oh, when we meet, oh, it'll be so fun, yeah. And then in person, it's just like,
that is probably the most annoying thing you could ever come across.
Like, you have this front on the phone, but in person it's all like silence. Like, are you in a library? No, we're out in public.
It is the worst thing ever.
If you're talking to me bare on the phone and texting me this and that, and then in person it's all silent, it's a bit like, oh.
It's kind of like the people who are all talk, no action.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Oh.
All talk, no action.
It's frustrating.
Okay. But yeah, it's just like, don't be a phone warrior. If you talk loads on the phone, do it in person. Like, I know you're hiding behind a phone, but like, I do the same. I go behind the phone. If I'm talking to someone, that's how I act in person, because I'm not that kind of person to put on the front.
When I think about it, I'd be more awkward across the phone, because you know how like when you text, things can come across differently.
Exactly.
So you could be joking, but something could come across as really rude.
Misinterpretation.
So I think I like face-to-face conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
Because texting like is just easy. Like you type 3 words like I miss you, I like you. It's kind of like it's easy to say.
It's just
it can mean nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so it's just a bit like, you know, it's not really serious across the phone. But if you make it serious across the phone and not in public, in person, it's just like, okay. Pretty much.
People who can't be themselves.
7th.
People, it's kind of like when you're insecure, like you don't know how to like, you know, how do I act in front of them? Just be yourself. Like,
don't put
yourself.
on a front. Don't put on a front.
Like, just be, that's all I can say is just be yourself.
She clapped.
All times.
It's serious. She clapped.
Just be yourself, seriously.
Like honestly, if you're not yourself and you're putting on a front, and if they do like you for your front, you have to act like that for the whole time, and it's just you're acting. You're not being yourself. You're putting on like a personality or persona, and you're just not being yourself.
It's when I think it's really cringy when guys go out of their way to do things to impress you. Like, be yourself. Like, you don't have to impress me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's.
I'll like you for how you are naturally. Don't put on a front.
Like you either like follow the crowd or be your own person. It's it's you'll lose out if you don't just be yourself.
So it's either you follow the crowd or be unique.
So when you're following, in the future when everyone's on their thing, you followed and it's like, oh, I'm just at the back now. I could have worked harder to get somewhere, but
if you did your own thing, you'd be your own person.
Yeah.
You do your own thing. So it's good to be yourself. That's just it. Be yourself. Body language. Body language is important on a first date, because this is how the person sees if they're like interested in you. Like, so if I'm giving Kayleigh positive body language, you know, like, I don't know, it's just open arms. If you're not like, your hands are in your pockets, it kind of shows that you're closed. And I don't know, like sometimes if like when you're walking with someone and you know you're all open and stuff, and then they have their hands in their pockets not looking at you, and
they're kind of not really like showing any affection to you.
Yeah, it's kind of like distancing themselves from you. So if you're open up and you know you look relaxed with your body language, it kind of gives up a positive vibe.
Just relax into being you. Like, if it doesn't work out, you'll meet other people.
Yeah, like, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if they're paying, they're paying. There's other paying people out there, you know? It doesn't really matter. There's other fish in the sea, as they would say, because you know the ocean's like massive.
Like, it's not that deep. Just be you.
That's it. I wrote down body language. If you're into them, show them, but don't attack them, as in, you know, groping and, you know, touching, like in a really, like, say on a first day and like, someone just puts their hand on their thigh and stuff. Yeah, quick. This isn't Netflix and chill, okay? Just
don't be insecure. I think that's probably the worst thing. Like, just be you.
Yeah.
You can't even say it enough.
Yeah.
Unless you're with like a girl who's like a gold digger, and she wants that kind of guy, like
yeah,
who has to put on a front to impress her. Like if you have to put on a front to impress a girl, I think you should step back and think about what you're doing.
Oh yeah, she will like you for who you are.
Like,
you don't have to impress anyone. Like
Yeah.
that goes out for any girl as well.
You need to step back and actually think about what you're doing. If you need to change yourself to impress them, well.
No.
Right, let there be pauses but no cliffhangers.
Yeah, we said,
Okay.
yeah.
It's kind of in between here, because like, you know, people who just talk
It's like blah,
with
blah, blah,
no
blah, blah,
break.
blah, 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 and it's just like, oh my
Like,
god.
okay, if I'm talking about something that I like, I will just ramble on. But you have to have pauses.
But let there be no cliffhanger
No, like,
pauses, please.
awkward silences.
Okay,
but-
so let's talk. Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, like,
It's awkward. It just goes. It's like it's left on like a little.
but
low.
I think if you've got like a good enough kind of like bond, then there is no awkward silences.
Nah, silence is like.
It's like if we just sat here and did talk for 5 minutes, it wouldn't be awkward.
Nah, it'll be calm.
It's like we're just having a break. We're relaxing our mouths.
Yeah.
Like,
We're just thinking to ourselves.
yeah,
for
it
a
wouldn't be
minute.
awkward. Like,
No.
it's not awkward. Just because it's silent doesn't mean it's awkward.
Yeah. But
Okay?
then,
not every silence is awkward.
agreed. But then sometimes you can feel the awkwardness and tension in the air.
That's only because there isn't anything to say though.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Like-
So if you have nothing to say, that's what I mean by the conversation starters. Using conversation starters doesn't really make it too awkward. At least you have something to talk about, which.
It's if you don't really have. It's if you really can't expand on what you're talking about. So if it's just like, oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
wasn't
good.
it? Like.
It just gets a bit.
People who can't really conversate, but you can learn to.
Yeah.
It's not, you know,
Very much. Yeah.
you
That's
can
all.
learn to conversate.
Yeah.
It's not that deep, like,
Let
it's alright.
there be pauses, but no cliffhangers. Go by that rule.
I think, like, if you think of a first date as you're just, like, meeting your friend, then
Yeah.
it kind of takes the edge off of it. But it's if you're, like, stressing to yourself, like, oh my god, I'm meeting this boy. Is he gonna like me?
Oh my god.
Is he gonna like what I'm wearing? Like, then you're gonna stress yourself out. Like,
Don't
just
stress.
think of it as you're meeting your friend.
Don't stress it,
And
please.
it will go like smoothly. Like if you stress yourself out, you'll make it awkward.
Yeah.
Just chill, like
Yeah.
it's not that deep.
It
Just
isn't
have a
that
good
deep.
time. Like you're probably like 17.
Yeah.
Really, it's not that.
Yeah.
deep. It
I mean,
really is
even
not.
if you are in your 20s, you know you can follow by these rules.
But just
Be yourself, have confidence, don't be secure,
don't stress yourself out.
and don't put on a front. I think then that will just be a successful date, successful
It
first
should be.
date.
Well, you'll just see how things go, really.
Yeah, but if it just doesn't hit off at the start from the
All right,
first gut
let's do a question. How long would you talk to somebody before you go on a first date?
Ooh. How long would you?
Maybe like, so if I met you somewhere, maybe like leave it a month to talk and see how things go. Because I feel like, because if you just jump into a date and meeting up, it's going to be awkward.
Yeah. If you talk to that person a little bit beforehand, you'll kind
Yeah.
of get to know them a
Yeah.
little more before you go on the first date.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I meet you, I'm like, hey, let's go out.
No, like, you know those guys who like move to you in the street and they'll be like, oh, give me your number, we should go out sometime.
No!
What?
No!
You know me.
No! Yeah,
Yeah, anyway, that's
I
it.
think that's pretty much it. So, guys, if you follow this, it should be good. And if you guys did enjoy this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!